Welcome in everyone. This is how to set up video shoutout clips on your own channel with some interesting and fancy custom features that you won't find currently anywhere else until someone forks this GitHub page and starts adding them, because quite honestly, I don't mind. So anyways, let's get started. Obviously the first thing you're going to want to do is go to my GitHub page. Link is in the script below. Then go ahead and go code, download zip, and then go save as. Since we're doing this for OBS, I have an OBS directory where I keep everything. Go ahead, save it into that directory or the directory where you want it. Once you have saved it in there, go into that directory and right click on the zip file, go extract all. It's going to want to extract it to that directory. That's great, perfect. Go ahead, extract it. And then go to shoutout main, shoutout, shoutout OBS. And you're going to want to open up Shoutout Config Js. So I recommend using something like Visual Studio Code, because it has line numbers. It keeps things in color to let you know if you've accidentally typoed or deleted a single quote, but you can do this in Notepad. But I will be using Visual Studio Code because it has line numbers. You could also use Notepad++, anything really that will track you what line you're on. That's a standard text editor. Don't use something like Word. That will screw up this whole thing. So we're going to go ahead, open this with code, and we're going to come up to our page. Now, you can see I already have some stuff in here because this file is also used by the Shoutout BRB. So if you've already set that up, you've already done some of the work. But if you haven't, don't worry, we're going to walk you through it right now. What you're going to want to do is go to, if I can actually find the right page, go to dev.twitch.tv. It's going to ask you to log in with Twitch, so you're going to log in with your Twitch account. And you're going to see over here applications. You're going to click register your application. That's going to open this up, and you're going to want to give it a name. So show me YouTube example. Give it something. It needs to be unique for Twitch. You can't use something already in existence. It's going to ask you to enter an Oauth Redirect URL. You're going to go http://localhost. Select a category. I have browser extension. Tell them you're not a robot. That's fine. Go ahead, select your client ID. You're going to copy that, go back into Visual Studio Code. On line 5, put it in between the single quotes. That's fine. Then you're going to go back and you're going to go show new secret, and it's going to generate this, which is a password. So, don't share it, obviously. And if you ever hit generate a new secret again, you will just invalidate your old one, so you're going to have to replace it on anything that you've done. So try to do this once and then don't touch it. Go ahead, copy it, go back into Shoutout Config, and then on the client sec, line 6, go ahead, replace that in there. Then on line 7, you're going to want to go ahead, put your channel name in here. Now, this next step is absolutely 100% completely optional. If you want if you want to have your account, so you can use your emotes and customize the message to suit you using your emotes on your channel coming from your account like you typed it for the shout out, then you need to do the OAuth step. If you don't, if you're going to use Stream Elements or Streamlabs, when you go, when you do the shout out to fill in the blanks for everybody, you do not have to do this step. So this is optional. If you have a bot, Nightbot, whatever, that's already doing it and you're happy with it, you don't want to change it, feel free to kind of just skip ahead. Otherwise, for those who want to do it, what you're going to need to do is copy this URL, Twitch token generator, and we need to go to that website. So we're going to go to Twitch token generator. It's going to come up, go custom scope. And this is where we are going to use, this is where we are going to use the custom scopes that are listed here. So I'm just going to move this up here. On line 8, it tells you what scopes you need to do. You need channel read redemptions. You need user read email. You need chat edit, and then you need chat read. You need those 4 things. That is required by the comfy.js library that we use to talk back into chat. Once you do all that, we're going to go, where is it on this page? We're going to go down here and hit generate token. It's going to come up with your account. You're going to say authorize. And you need to prove your humanity and do one of these stupid things. Oh my God, do I hate these? Hit verify. You are not a robot. And then it's going to give you an access token. Go ahead and copy this. Then we're going to come back into your code and see where it says OAuth. You're going to go paste that in there. That's it. Now, if you don't want to go out and chat, don't put anything in there. Don't bother with it. But if you do want to go into chat, there you go. So that's all you need to do. So that is it. Nothing special, nothing getting there. I'm going to leave it blank here. And for those of you thinking, oh no, he left his OAuth, I'm actually revoking that after this video. So don't worry about it. The other thing is if you do put the OAuth on line 10 in there, you can come down to line 34. Right now it says get to know at and then brace user brace, who was last seen playing at brace last game. You can give them a follow at that. So that's kind of how you format the thing. At brace user brace, and then at brace last game brace is how to get into the last game and their username in there. And if you want to put your emotes in there, you can add all that, because again, you're using your account, so you have access to all the emotes that you have access to, which is wonderful. Now, whether or not you modified line 10, you're going to want to come down to line 38. If you don't want a title, if you want to keep it blank, you just want to show the clip, nothing else, set show title defaults, don't change anything else. If you just want to show the username, don't touch this. However, if you want to customize this for your channel, like check out, certified strimmer, like that, just type in whatever you want above that. That's going to appear above the shoutout command. And that is on line 39, so you might want to customize that as well. Now, the last thing that you may want to do is we do have some very special commands that I will explain at the end of the thing, and we will come back to this in section, line 48. So for some very special custom commands that you may or may not be interested in using. But as long as you put in the client ID, the client secret, and your channel name, you're good. Again, you can put the OAuth in there if you are interested in having it pop into chat and not using Nightbot, MooBot, or whatever for your shoutouts. Perfectly fine. Again, you can also customize the shoutout commands up to 4. So like by default, it's shoutout SO, Super Evil Monkey 420, and then SEM 420. You can change it to whatever you need, up to 4 different ones. So in this case, I'm going to call this Barklord, and this one BL. Go ahead, once you're done doing that, and like I said, you can have up to 4, so go crazy. Just don't go above 4. And then you go ahead and you just save this file. That is absolutely all that you would need to do. You don't need to do anything else. So then we can go into OBS. So you come into OBS and we go add on whatever scene you want to add this on. Go browser, shoutout, give it a name, and then you're going to say local file, browser, and then you want to go to wherever you saved it, main shoutout, make sure you're in the OBS one, and you're going to go ahead and hit shoutout release obs.html. Hit OK. And then the other thing I use is control audio via OBS. Hit OK. And then you will see the shoutout here. I come here, do advanced properties, so I can hear it as well. You go monitor and input. I'm going to turn that down really low for this example. And at this point, you should be good. So I should be able to, let's see, whoops, sorry, I changed it to BL. So I should be able to barklord myself. And see, there you go. It goes right in there. You can see check out the certified streamer. And again, you can adjust it to whatever you want it to be. And that will play for that. And again, if you're using the Oauth, you would see in chat the Oauth coming out showing, blah, 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 by blah, blah, blah in there. If you're obviously using Nightbot, that'll just pop in there. So again, make sure Nightbot is alias to that. So that's all you have to do it. You're done. You're set up. Now, there are some very interesting commands here that are in addition to and beyond the normal commands. So one of the things this does is it picks up everyone who comes into chat and says hi. And it's also checking to see who is also just sitting there lurking. And this is what this 48 is. So what you want to do is, if you're going to use this feature and some of the advanced features I'll describe in a second, I'm going to tell you how to set it up, is you're going to want to put in your channel name there so you don't get shouted out. That's what Gen 4 means. Don't do it. Now, if they're VIPs, people who, whether they're lurking or chatting, you want to make sure they get a shout out. You can go ahead and put them in here. And this just means if they pop into chat, as long as they've been lurking long enough for the Twitch IRC chat bot to say, okay, yes, you're part of chat, the code will pick it up. It will add them. It'll add them to the array in such a way that as you use some of these commands, they will automatically get a shout out without having to say anything. Because normally people just have to say something. We do have regular down here. I'm not currently using it, but I have it coded in here. Maybe you want to keep track of regulars and then move them up to VIPs, whatever. But nothing there. And if you have more than one VIP like I do, you can just go ahead, copy this, copy the line above, paste it below, and then just, change it to the channel name. So, and then again, just keep on doing that until you get it. And then down here, these are the well-known bots: Stream Elements, Streamlabs, Nightbot, MooBot, WiseBot, Rainmaker, Sound Alerts. If you have any others, go ahead and throw them in there as well. If you notice there's lurker bots in there like Commander Root or whatever, you want to put that, just feel free to add it in there. If you want to add someone who never will get a shout out when you do these special commands, you just copy it here, paste it down here, and then you would put in, doesn't want a shout out, and that's it. It will block them from doing that. And again, you'd want to save that. Now, what is all this for? We have 4 different commands here. Oldman, which from the movie Leon by Gary Oldman, if you remember the meme, he goes, bring me everyone. So if you run Oldman, what this will do is it will shout out everyone in chat, everyone who has come into your stream and said at least hi. Or if they're on your VIP list and has lurked, they will be part of this. As well as if you have an Oauth key above. So if you went through those steps, put the Oauth key in so your account will speak into chat, it will also put into chat that shout out. So it'll say, check out this, so it will list everyone. Obviously, if you're having a large stream with a lot of people in there, you may or may not want to do Oldman because that will spam chat. However, we have something if you don't want to spam chat, but you want to shout out everyone, and that's called Leon. From, again, the professional. The assassin was Leon, so it's quiet. So what Leon will do is it will shout out everyone in chat, plus anyone who you've listed as a VIP down in this section here. It'll go ahead and shout them out without spamming chat. Obviously, if you don't have an Oauth, it doesn't matter if you do Oldman or Leon. We're not speaking into chat, so nothing's going to go into chat. And it will just play the clips. Now again, this is something fun to do if you have a BRB screen and instead of running all your clips, you want to run everybody in chat who's been there, especially if you had a busy stream, you want to thank people, or at the end of your stream as you're shutting down, you can go ahead and just run, either an Oldman or a Leon, as a thank you. If you want to limit that, so in other words, you have a busy stream, but you don't want it to go on for like 5 hours because, you only need a 5-minute pee break. Then we have Agent 47. This will only do people who you've listed as VIPs, who are basically this Gen 2 there who you put in there. Now again, the VIPs need to be at least lurking in chat or saying hi for it to fire. but it will go ahead and execute for those people. So again, if you have a list of VIPs that are always in chat, like your mods or your actual VIPs, and you want to make sure that even if they're lurking, you want to shout them out, go ahead and use Agent 47. That will also list their Twitch channels in chat, again, if you're using the Oauth. If you don't want to spam chat, then the equivalent, which will just play their clips without spamming chat, is SASO, Silent Assassin, Suit Only. Again, from Hitman. And that's really it to it. I know the most confusing part is probably the Oauth, and like I said, that is optional, especially if you don't want to use something like Stream Elements or Streamlabs. The downside of using the Oauth is, I believe, once every 90 days, you're going to have to regenerate that token. I haven't got to 90 days yet with this code, so I'm not 100% sure. Once I do and I go through the steps and I understand a bit more, I'll probably update this video. So if you don't even deal with that and you just want to have the ability to shout out people with your own custom commands, and then as well as shout out just your VIPs and have their clips played, then just do that and you can use these commands. And again, if you want to change the command, so everyone, you don't want to be Oldman, you want it to be something else, you can change it. You can put whatever you want in here. And then just be the exclamation point Oldman, or let's say we change this from Oldman to Gary. Same thing. You have full control here, and that's really it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, or stop by my Twitch channel, or hit my Twitter account up or whatever, and I'll gladly get back to you. Thank you. Bye.